Hello again, welcome to another edition of Green Dragons Game Club. Without us, they never feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. So again, we're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. We're a friendly gaming group that, again, we're more there to turn around and, as my friend Dave puts it, play with our toy soldiers rather than carrying win, lose, draw, painted, not painted. So if you're of like-minded individual, if fun, friendly. I didn't say not competitive because we can be very extremely competitive. But again, just out just to play the game, just to have fun. Do me a favor, reach out to me. I'm SirMC2015 up on the Ninth Age website. I'm also reach out to me here on the YouTube, and look forward to hearing from you. So right now we have another edition of Ninth Age, a 2,500 point game, and this time it's going to be the Dwarven Holds versus the Dread Elves. So again, I'm playing my Dwarven Holds till they're painted, so that'll be literally just one more month, and then they'll be fully painted. Then I have to decide if to stick with them or maybe go back to KOE or let's see. I'm going to start building a Beast Herds army. At the same time, I've got still my own Dread Elves, my own Sylvan Elves. I need to give a little bit of care to and see how they play out. But with the new versions and with what I've heard, which I don't want to say because nothing's been released officially yet. But I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see what they have, what transpires, and overall, I'm excited about a lot of things coming down the pike. I think they're going to be addressing things, maybe not as fast as some of us would like, but things will be addressed. So to those of the Ninth Age team, again, as always, I say thank you for saving a game that really meant a lot to me. I didn't realize how much it was until 8th edition was killed, or Warhammer Fantasy actually was killed. And to the creators of the Ninth Age, and those of us, because I am a playtester for whatever that's worth, but for those on the Ninth Age, thank you. Thank you for doing what you've done. So, sentiment is over. On to the main event. Dwarves got first turn. Now, I don't have a list of the armies because I played this game about 3-4 weeks ago. I just didn't have a chance to put it up, and I'm not even playing the same list anymore. So, we're just going to go from what I remember from this game. And here we go. So, for the Dark Elves, going from left to right, he's got Dark Riders, 10 Executioners, banner, but they should, I forget which. He's got his BSB on a Mana Core. He has the big unit. He's got a level 4 mage in there. I don't remember what magic lore she was. He's got a chariot. Then he's got a... Is he using it as a Hydra? No, he's using it as the Abysmal Horror. Because we're trying to get ready for this event down in North Carolina. It's called the Quest for the Grail. And it's being played at Atomic Empires in Durham, North Carolina. So again, definitely look it up. It seems like it's going to be a blast. This is one of their scenarios. And I'll get to the scenario in just a moment. Then you actually have a Kraken, you've got his War Altar, you've got a unit of Cold One Knight, and another Chariot. And then on the far side, you have another unit of Fast Cavalry. So I have, going from bottom left to right, a unit of 10 Warriors, Champion, Great Weapons, Throwing Weapons, Vanguard. I have my Dwarven King with a Runesmith in that unit. That's a unit of Deep Watch. I have a Flame Cannon. I have a unit of Flame Wardens. I have a unit of Greybeards with another Runesmith in there. The thing with the tail flipped up, that's my organ gun. Then I've got my cannon behind that. I've got my handgunners with an engineer. And then I've got my spears on the far side. And I actually didn't put anything in the unit of spears this game. And I did put my BSB in with the Forge Wardens. That's there to the right of the Flame Can, to the left of the Deep Watch. That's the old Bugman model with the gold thing sticking straight up. So I had first turn, I moved up. I do a little bit of shooting, but not much. He's using the hill to hide his monsters and chariot and the War Altar from my cannon and organ gun. and that's it. So it should be Dread Elves turn 1. I had turn 2, so sorry. And the fact that that's my model, not his. But let's see what goes ahead and happens here. So he moves up with the Abysmal Horror. He actually gets the charge off, which it was a bomb charge, and he just got it because his diagonal deployment into the Greybeards. And I did kill 4 of those knights during my own shooting phase. Sorry I didn't have that picture. He's chaffing up my king, so I can't charge his oracle. I did think about charging out the unit. The issue is I wouldn't be able to wheel past my own unit before I hit his warriors, and I just wouldn't have been able to do it. Now, if you notice, his big block is still staying all the way in the back, and he moved his one chariot over. And the reason why it's staying so far back is because of the flame cannon. The flame cannon is a deadly, deadly model, especially having the deep watch right in front of it, but because it can control the field. It's only strength 5, and it only does D3 wounds. So against his big critters, it's not really as much of a threat versus infantry. It's a pure infantry killer, and my understanding is war machines are getting completely changed. So we'll see how that goes. On the far side, he's trying to turn around and get to my own war machines using his fast cavalry, and that's it. Now you see the little red gems going across the field. So what those are, they're doing a different scenarios based off the books or in the TV show Game of Thrones, and each one of those represent each token is 100 victory points. The thing is, it's fire. It's the Red Witch in there, the Barthion. It's been a while since I've read the books, and I've yet to see the show. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I just haven't watched the show yet. And anyway, so with Barthion's, it's not Barthion, but whatever. It's he's got the Red Witch, and for each one you pick up, it's 100 victory points. But you turn around, you suffer D6 wounds, strength 4 attacks. At the end of the game, you can either keep it for 100 victory points, or you can blow it up and cause 2d6 strength 4 hits on all units, friend and foe, within like 12 inches of the unit. So to me, it's really, really cool. And and any unit can pick it up. And you're like, I can do that, but I don't want to go anywhere near it. So that's how it looks at the end of his turn. So here, I killed one of his knights. He killed 2 of mine. I lost combat, but I've got my king and my BSB both within range. My Greybeard stick, and he's like, I can't believe that just happened. And Dan really put this in perspective for me. Is dwarves on that first round of combat, whether you charge or be charged, they get an advantage. And it is most evident in this example because he did a lot of wounds. He's strength 6, so I went from a 4+ to not having an armor save, but I still had that 5-up ward save. And he's still hitting me only on 4s. Or actually, he's hitting me on 3s because he has lightning reflexes. And his cold ones are hitting me on 4. So the fact that I only lost 2 versus 1, that there was skewed. That is not the norm. But that's the luck of the dice. So now, bad picture, but dwarf turn 2. What's going to end up happening? I'm going to end up killing the Abysmal Horror with all the shooting. The problem is it takes all my shooting because I roll so poorly. Because it's only T5, and I've got a unit of shooters right in front of it with Flaming Shot. I have my organ gun with Flaming Shot. And the fact that I couldn't kill it. I just could not kill and the flame cannon with Flaming Shot. I couldn't kill it. So to me, that's my own detriment. And I don't know. That was basically it. I ended up shooting over at the executioners there on the far left, and I move my at the end of my movement phase, I actually move my spear dwarves an inch and a half back because I don't want to move myself out of position to bring my spear dwarves, because right now that's my shooting element there. That's one of my strengths. That's board control. And if I turn around, if I pull him into the combat to go take on a monster or something else, first off, a monster is an infantry killer, and I don't have any characters in that unit right now. All my characters are elsewhere. But if I pull that unit back, then he's going to turn around. He'll take that unit of cavalry, which is chaff, but he's going to go after either my handgunners or cannon. Knowing Ryan the way I know him, he's going to go after my cannon. Then he'll go after my organ gun. Then he'll go after. So just by leaving him there, actually pulling him back a little bit, it causes him to reposition himself. So let's see. I did charge the chaff. He chose to stay with the chaff because if he had chosen to flee, and then I would have redirected into his BSB with my unit of Deep Watch and easily have killed his BSB. Over here, I killed 3 of those units. I put 1 wound on the Kraken. This is nothing happens there, so now it's Dark Elf's turn 2. He kills 3 of my guys, but I killed 1 of him. And this is the big thing: is even though he won that combat, I'm now steadfast, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Leadership 10 rerollable. I'm not going anywhere fast. Over here, he tried to reach my flame cannon. If he reached it, he killed it, but I just don't remember. We'll see in a moment. He did reach it. He ate my flame cannon. And he did try to charge my Deep Watch in the flank. Deep Watch had the banner of Dismay, so it was minus D6 to his charge range, which is why now he's facing the wall, because again you have a 90-degree wheel, so he would have hit, but and that's what he wants to do, is he wants to hit and take out my characters with that unit, and executioners are great for doing that. But because he turned around and he failed his charge, he had to go towards my center, so that put him facing the impassable terrain, so he can't even re-wheel towards my warriors, because it would actually end up hitting that piece of terrain until I do more wounds to him, which is not what he wants. And that was it. As I back up again, because he failed his march test during his turn, so I back up again, chaffing him up with my spear dwarves, and that was an easy victory. Over here, I get up the -1 to hit for gleaming, do enough wounds and cause a panic test that the executioners fail and are running away. So now it's Dread Elves turn 3. So I had charged during my turn his what is that thing? It's a war altar. It's the altar of Cain. It's the altar of something in this edition. Sorry, I'm not as well versed on my Dark Elves, even though he's using my models. He's using some of my models. Good, decent chunk actually. So let's see. So I charged in there with my Forge Wardens, hoping to kill that thing. Think I'd have a decent chance, and I just whiff. I don't even think I hit it. Even with my BSB needing like 2s to hit it, I fail miserably. So the War Altar's still there. Charges into a flank with his BSB, and if you notice, the Greybeards are still there fighting out with his cavalry, and at this point he's going, I can't believe you're still there. I can't believe you should be so dead by now. He does rally his executioners, and that's it. He repositions his Dark Riders to go after the cannon, and he did a long bomb charge with both the Kraken and the Chariot. I didn't think he was going to make either, and he rolled like 11 and 10 in order to get in. And he's like, I had nothing else to do, so might as well. And that was it. He easily eats the organ gun, and then over here I lose my BSB to a challenge because I challenge him out. I lose one other guy, but I'm steadfast, so I don't go anywhere this turn. So now it's Dwarves turn 4. They're still locked in combat. It's just because of that thing sticking up on that hill. Just can't do anything. I do a long bomb charge into his unit of warriors. And the reason why I did is because I like my odds. I think they have armor piercing 1 with that unit, and he's going first, and he's I don't know, he's got some buff on them, but I still like my odds. And the executioners just don't scare me. Let's see. The Kraken had turned to face my my warriors, and that was basically it. Meanwhile, I finally started maneuvering my spear dwarves. So I shot the Kraken to death. The cannon misfired, so it wasn't the cannon. The handgunners opened up on the Kraken, and with the worm rocket from the engineer, and killed the Kraken. So that's what did the Kraken in. Meanwhile, the Greybeards are -1 to hit and -1 to wound. And I lost 3. He lost more than 3. And we are the same amount of ranks right now. So he actually has to do a leadership test. He breaks and gets caught. Over here, that thing finally killed the last of the Forge Wardens, but it's got 3 wounds, and there's 1 wound on his BSB at this point. So it's Dread Elves turn 4. I look at the game, and at this point I start feeling confident. His monsters, for the most part, are gone. It still has that stupid War Altar. He still has his BSB marching around. His cavalry has been tied up with the Greybeards for God knows how long. And that's it. I mean, and he's not killing my cannon at this point in time. He's not doing enough wounds. So for combat, I challenge him out, and I do nothing to him because he kills me before I even have a chance to go. But I'm steadfast. That's the important thing. Over here, he only does 1 wound. My cannons are stubborn, so they stick around. I already said that. So now it's Dwarves turn 5. Dwarves turn 5. I finally get my handgunners. The handgunners did something, but nothing like what they normally do. So the handgunners turn around and charge into that combat to try to save the Greybeards. Because if not, I was getting charged over by the chariot from behind. God knows I didn't want that to happen. And let's see. My spear dwarves are starting to pick up those gems. Hence, there's not as many spear dwarves as there were because I'm taking strength 4 d6 wounds. Let's see. In combat, his BSB eats another 5 of those infantry models of the warriors with great weapons, and I do nothing in return. And that's it. That's all that happens. But there's that. And over here, he does nothing to me. Okay. I do quite a bit to him. I killed 2 of his 4 guys. So he's going to end up breaking. I have the fastest dwarves alive. I really believe that. Not only did I catch his cavalry, but I ran far enough in that direction from his cavalry that I run into his War Altar with my Greybeard, with my 2 remaining Greybeards, one of which is a champion, and the Runesmith. And that was it. The rest of the unit gets out of line of sight from the chariot. Cannon he does 1 more wound to me. I do 1 wound to him. Nothing going on over there. And now it's Dread Elves turn 5. He repositions himself and takes 2 pop shots, killing 2 of the guys. Let's see. He puts 1 wound on my Runesmith, and that was it. Nothing happens there. Turn 6. Here's the end of the game. So to fast forward a little bit, he turned around and he lined himself up for the charge. I ran out of his line of sight on purpose. The other cherry can't see me, and he was not going to throw his BSB into that one unit. Actually, I think he may have thrown his BSB into the unit of handgunners, in which case I just issue challenges with my characters, feeding him characters rather than losing the unit. The cannon goes away, but I still picked up 2 of those gems. He got 1 of those gems. His executioners ended up getting killed. I think he finally did meet up with my king, and that unit just wrecked face. Again, the Deep Watch, there's something to be reckoned with. They really are, in my opinion. And the Greybeards managed to take out the War Altar with the flank, charge, and I think I may have done 1 wound, or I did both wounds to him that turn, and then I overran. And that's it. That is how the game ends. There's me with 2. He does charge in. I challenge on my unit champ. He murderizes my champ, but I'm steadfast, so I just didn't care. So the end result was Dwarven holds victory. We did figure out the victory points. I don't remember what it was because it was, as I said, quite a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks. And for the MVPs, the Greybeards held a hard-hitting unit of cavalry for multiple turns. Granted, that unit of cavalry did lose 4 right off the bat to gunfire, but they held the entire game, and not only did they take out that unit of cavalry, but then they took out that War Altar. So they are definitely the Dwarven MVPs. The Dread Elf, look, the BSB on the Mana Core. He saved the War Altar originally by taking out the Forge Wardens and my BSB. And my BSB is nothing to scoff at. It's a 200-point model. Then took out the unit of warriors, took out a flame cannon, and the flame cannon is 140 points by itself. That other unit of warriors is a 120-point unit, and then you have the Forge Wardens. I think the way they're kitted out was 150 points. So his BSB on the Mana Core easily earned back his points, and it's all about his maneuverability and the +1 to hit for just being an elf. It's not one lightning reflex is not one of my favorite rules. Because now you can be able to hit on 2s. I just don't think anything should ever hit past 3s without like a magic weapon or something like that. But you know, elves are hitting me on 3s all across the board because I'm a dwarf. They hit my Equitane on 2s half the time, and that's it. It was a bloodbath, and that BSB could wreck face. He didn't throw it into anything really of substance, but as a dwarf player, my chaff isn't cheap, and he went ahead and he picked on it, and he did exactly. He played it very, very well. So to Ryan, kudos. Didn't get him the win, but still kudos. That was his last attempt with using the Abysmal Horror or whatever, the Skaven book horror that has random attacks, random movement, and regen. So after that game, that's when he started using the Gargantula. And I've actually put up, I think, battle reports with him with the Gargantula before I put this one up. It just took me a while to get to this one. Any comments, questions, please feel free to post. Always look forward to talking about it. Always reach out to me at, as I said, I'm Sir MC 2015 up on the 9th Age Forum. And until next time, thank you.